called in
to Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash and tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the brews.
And they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
Save yourself some beer money.
Bucks
And brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
brews.
and brews.
Bucks and brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. So we redid a Pops and Pennies and did a new Pops and Pennies today because last time we recorded Pops and Pennies, Mr. David here, as he dropped shit.
You know,
Open that for me.
let's stop this. And let's, right before this, you got a phone call from your daughter.
I got a phone call from my
you
daughter.
explained why we had to redo this.
Yes, and what did she say,
And
Mr. Nick?
you said, yeah, we had to re-record one because one of us cursed on it. And what did your daughter say?
What did Nick say?
Yeah, see? It's not always fucking me, okay? Stop blaming me for shit I didn't do. I curse more than everybody I know.
Except for maybe me.
Except for on Pops and Pennies, okay?
I did not hold it together on the last Pops and Pennies. In the first 10 words, I had already said shit.
Yeah, twice. Say.
I fucked that one up.
Say.
What are you drinking, my friend?
Oh, City of Byron Center tap water.
I'm actually drinking today.
Distill?
From one of our favorite sponsors of all time, Dustell Brewery, from Normal, Illinois. They gave us a 6-pack of Hawaii 5 Ale. This is not from that 6-pack. I actually bought this one myself.
Yeah.
And then after I'm done with that, from the Kelsey Boys, I have a garage beer.
There you go.
I'm actually going to drink on today's episode, and after I'm done with that, I have a sparkling fuck ice. Nick, what do you say at the beginning of every episode now?
As always, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We appreciate you guys listening in to us. David, we're past 5 years.
We are.
We might be going on 6 now.
We are going on 6 years now. 6 years of Bucks and Brews.
Yeah.
Which, high five.
Nice work.
That's awesome. We've hit some milestones lately on downloads, which has been great. We're over 10,000 on that or something.
Yeah.
We're going to do 2 episodes tonight for anybody that's live with us. First, we're going to talk about, let's say you got laid off at your job. What do you do with your retirement account? What next steps do you need to take? And then after that, we're going to talk about when you have a business and you're a sole proprietor, how do you figure out, hey, it's either time to hire or maybe franchise or, what are my options there? So
we'll try to keep it so that way we separate these two. But as we said tonight, we're going to start out with if you got laid off or fired from your job, what to do with your 401k, because you were smart enough to start one.
So this is timely for me because I have a friend that got let go from the company, and he stopped by the other day and we were discussing things, and I'm like, yeah, I just sat down and looked at our 403b at work and made suggestions to the people that I work with that have me manage their money. And he goes, well, what do you mean you manage their money? I'm like, well, I dabble in finance because that's what my degree's in. And, I don't give financial advice.
Correct. You're not a certified.
I'm not a certified financial advisor. That may be coming down the pike, but I am not at this point. But I basically manage their funds because they don't know what the hell they're doing. And of course, all the companies that we deal with will say is, figure out your target date and just put it in that fund.
Yeah. Say, yep.
Which I hate that answer. I think that's the worst answer for investing. It's fine if you want to do absolutely no work.
Yep.
But everybody knows somebody that dabbles in something that you're not good at. So, Nick, are you great at plumbing?
No.
Do you have a plumber?
Yes.
Are you great at working on a car?
No.
Do you have a mechanic?
I do.
Are you great at roofing a house?
No.
Do you have a roofer?
I do.
Okay. We find those things for like manual labor jobs because everybody knows somebody that's good at manual labor.
Yep.
Are you good at money, Nick?
Yeah. I would say so.
Are you good at real estate?
I'm okay.
Are you good at investing?
I am.
So you're kind of that person that people go to that are like, hey, I want to run this by you.
Yeah.
I am that person as well. So you probably have one of those in your life somewhere. If you don't, and you listen to Bucks and Brews, you have 2 of them in your life because you listen to Bucks and Brews, and we are always happy to talk to you about your investments or making money, stuff like that.
Yep.
So I told my friend, I'm like, hey, listen, if you want, because he's like, hey, listen, I don't know what to do. I got laid off. I have this money in my retirement account from my old job. I don't know what to do. I haven't found a new job yet. I'm kind of taking a couple months to figure things out. They got a severance.
Okay.
having, some.
This doesn't sound like a layoff. This sounds like a firing.
I mean, it's not a temporary layoff. It's like
yeah.
a job elimination type
Okay.
deal. Okay. And they have some things coming up that they want to go do.
Mhm.
So they're going to do those things. So they're not necessarily looking very hard for a job yet.
Sure.
Had some interviews, but, needs some time off for the next couple months.
Yeah, wants to make the right decisions.
Right. So they're not as motivated to find a job right now.
Yep.
What do I do with retirement? And I said, well, I kind of can't advise you until I know what we're looking at.
Sure.
So I talked to them again yesterday or the day before, and we did a Zoom. And they logged into their retirement account for me to kind of show me what they're looking at. And, they've been with their company about 15 years.
Okay.
I've been with my company for 24. So obviously, I have a decent amount of time more invested in my retirement than what they do in theirs. Did it not work?
It's spaghetti
Oh, you're kidding.
again.
So it's been doing that?
Yeah.
I'll make some time this week and come take a look. Because it's got to be bed adhesion.
Probably.
Have you found that other plate?
No.
You need to look for that too. Sorry, tangent time. We're just talking about 3D printing. But back to the story here. So I have a little bit more investing time in my retirement than they do in theirs.
Sure.
They haven't done a bad job. I want to preface it with they haven't done a bad job.
I mean, they did a job.
They
which
did
is
a job. They
anything.
put it in the target fund.
Yep.
Which the target fund netted them, let's say, around $120,000.
Sure.
Now, I have less than 10 years on mine from what they have.
Yep.
And mine's sitting at 285 because I don't put mine in the target. There's some in the target fund.
Sure.
There's some in like the closer target funds because I want them to be a little less risky. And there's some in the farthest target funds because, again, they do make money.
Yep.
I'm not saying they're bad, but I don't like putting all my eggs in one basket. So I fund like 10 different funds. I'm saying fund a lot through my business, retirement account.
Sure.
So obviously my gains are substantial compared to this person.
Sure.
And again, more years.
And again, you could have been wrong and it would have been the opposite.
Absolutely.
There's no wrong. There's
a wrong way.
So there is a wrong way, and that's just not doing anything at all. Right. There's no one right way to do this.
Correct.
To be clear, right? There's a million ways to do it, whatever's the most comfortable. And if you want to take the easy way, we're not mad at you, right? We're just saying there are ways that can make you a little bit more money.
100%. And again, I mean, as long as you're contributing and you have it invested in something, that's the most important thing.
Yep.
So we've at least done the most important thing. We put money in the account.
Sure.
Now, what do we do because we're no longer working? We have 125,000 in this retirement account. Do I want to leave it where it's at? Do I want to roll it over into something else? Do I want to estimate how much I'm going to need to live on? And I asked him, I'm like, so what are you thinking? And he's like, well, I'd like at least a couple months worth of money to live on, just in case it takes a couple of months to find something. Okay. My problem is, so Nick, you have a 401k or a 403b.
Mm-hmm.
When can you access that money?
59 and a half.
59 and a half. This person is not 59 and a half.
Okay.
Can they access this money without a penalty?
No.
Why?
Because you didn't pay, because the government is allowing you to invest without paying taxes in the beginning. And as long as you don't have a Roth, right?
So there is an exception to the rule.
There is.
If you are over 55, if you're 55 years old or older,
Yep.
This person is.
Okay.
You may take that money out without that 10% penalty if you have lost your job.
Yep. And that was put in, was it before COVID?
I don't remember.
It's been quite a while now.
I don't remember.
Because, people were losing jobs and doing things. So,
we have a question on here for the guy in the blue shirt. Go ahead. What's your question? I'll keep talking while this person comes with us. So we can get this money without that 10% penalty. So I'm looking at it. And of course, my question first off is, How much are we going to need?
Say, and that's it, right? Like how
I am aware he gets hit on a lot.
they
The question was, am I aware there's a bear sitting next to me? Yes, I am. He is spoken for by Backdoor Bear. Backdoor Bear will fight you for this man. I'm just telling you that right now, Moody Bueno.
my favorite is I didn't want to interrupt, but like we had since we're tangent timing, this is
Tangent
great.
time.
The way you read that, right? Lame.
By another TikTok watcher. I'm just telling you that right now.
I'm spoken for by my wife.
She's beside the point.
My best friend who is gay, he'll pimp me out to the world. He doesn't care.
It seems I will too.
Right. But the way you read that just made me feel like we were back on like the Jerry Springer show or any of those like things. Hey, I got a question for the guy up front in the blue shirt. Hey, blue shirt guy.
I mean, that's literally what
Right,
you said.
no.
Guy in the blue shirt, I have a question.
Wife, double lame. It's like, and 2 kids.
I just took my wife to see the new baby.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That makes my day. I'm gonna tell Backroom Bear that
He
he's got some
better hop on.
conversation.
Yeah, he better hop on and claim.
He got so excited the other day on my TikTok.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, we've been going live on the Bucks and Brews TikTok. If you want to see your boy Nick, you got to get on the Bucks and Brews TikTok.
Why? I don't think the kids are going anywhere for a really long time. The wife.
Nick, you do get hit on a lot by gay men.
I do, yeah. I say, which is completely fine with me. I don't really care.
I get hit on by gay guys, but it's way less than you.
Yeah, but I'm also 10 years younger and way sexier. Let's be.
I'm not. I'm. Nope. We're just gonna segue back onto
Big
retirement accounts.
Big bearded man. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed the daytime talk show
Aspect.
Yeah, I say, guy, I got a question for the guy in the blue, right? And I was waiting for like the really fun part, and it was funny because I was, I didn't know it was coming, but I was also gonna say, I got a question for the guy in the blue. You got a boyfriend? You want one? Say,
That's basically what it was.
right? It came out that way, and I was like, my brain's just running with this.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I say, thanks so much for
joining us,
stopping in.
bud. We
Say,
appreciate it. Follow Bucks and Brews.
Yeah.
Anyways, so getting back.
Yeah.
to it, so you can take this money out tax free.
Well,
Not tax free.
not penalty.
Not
You can take it out
penalty
penalty
free.
free.
Correct.
Yes.
So
So just to be clear, right?
yeah.
So if you take it out before the age of 59 and a half,
Yes.
you are penalized an extra 10% above what your normal tax rate
Correct.
is. So if you're earning, and I don't know the exact, but let's say it's 150,000 or less, your tax rate is about 23%. If you're earning less than 50,000 or something, you're at like a 17% or
Yep.
30,000. So there's a tiered taxation out there, right? Over $1 million is like 33% or something like that, or 34%. Anywhere in between is 33. So now you'd get a 10% penalty above whatever your tax rate is currently. So
Well, the question was also asked, do I just pay the taxes? Yes.
sure.
I said, yep, just pay the taxes on it. They have them take out the taxes. That way we don't have to worry about it.
Nope.
And I mean, there were a lot of other questions that came along with it, but
And I'm depending, right? Because this person's talking about getting back into work. So they're not in retirement yet. They don't need this money to last them till 59 or 60. Well, I don't know what their retirement age would be in theory to be able to start. I'm assuming 65 because they're younger.
let's say it's 65. So
Yeah.
within 10 years.
So they have 10 years. I don't know what they were making. 120,000. I'm not sure it's going to last you that. So you're going to have to go get a job, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think you take out.
You think no?
No, I mean it's a retirement account intended for retirement, right?
I could see that.
Right? You can pull off of it tax free. So, take your amount that you're thinking you need and figure out how long. And then again, worst case scenarios, now you go, you say, hey, I only want to look for a job. You got a severance that'll last you 2 months. You're like, hey, I need a couple more months to figure it out. You know what? Give yourself 6 months to a year's worth of money. I keep the rest of it rolled over is what I would do, right? And then if life hits me in the nuts after not being able to find a job for 6 months, and then we're talking about housing, we're talking about our whole life just kind of changing. Then we make a big decision, right?
Well, and my feeling was we're going to take this money, we're going to throw it in an investment account because we're earning 3.25% on that
Guaranteed.
Yep. So you're still earning money. Let's say it takes us 3 months to find a job. So you've only taken the money you need for 3 months.
Yep.
And the rest of it now we can take and actually invest.
Yep. And that's a possibility. The biggest thing is I don't love the fact that you are now playing with what is supposed to be your retirement.
I don't love it either.
Right? If you are a financially responsible person to where you only take what is absolutely needed, that's a conversation that we're having. Okay, sure. You know that you've taken it, you've paid your money. This is what's sitting. Make this last.
Well, see, and I'm looking at it from a practical standpoint of the market is horrible right now.
Gosh, especially
and it
if
could take you
50.
Yeah, it could take you 6, 8 months, a year longer to find a job.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want to I don't want to say, hey, just take enough for the next 3 months.
Yep.
Because then we're trying to figure out how to get money again.
So I would take about a year's worth, right? Just to, and that way we know, hey, if when 1 year, now we hit the oh shit, right? Now we can go take that, right? Yeah. And we pay our penalty, right?
Well, I sent them a message. I said, listen, we're going to be talking about this. Here's the link. So hopefully they're watching.
Yep.
And if not, I'll tell them to go back and listen.
Yeah. And so, figure out as a person, I mean, you've made the right financial smart decision to help you get through this time. You said you have some plans. You're not really trying, which tells me like you're going to go on a little vacations. You're going to do some things. But if you have that extra money, are you going to do stupider things that you wouldn't normally do because you have the time and the money now, right?
Oh, the other question is, they're married.
Yep.
And, they want me to look at their spouse's pension because their spouse has a pension. I don't know how that's a thing.
Yeah. Because
if you're in your 50s and you still have a fucking pension, how did that happen?
Lucky. You work in the right government job.
You must. So, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to tear through all of the financials. And I told them, I'm like, listen, these are the things I need. I need to know what your debt is. I need to know what your budget is. They have a budget.
Oh, amazing. So
they go, I haven't kept it up for the last month. Yeah, that's fine. But you have one. You have an idea.
Right. Now, I mean, and that's just it. So now and this is where it's hard to give generic advice. We want to do it very specific to a person. Can your spouse provide for everything until you find that job? At that point, like, okay, we do take the little bit that we need, right? Because if your spouse can support this, hey, I don't want to touch this.
I did a quick look at the budget.
Yeah.
And he says to me, he's like, listen, I'm responsible for these bills in white. My spouse is responsible for these bills, and let's say it's blue. Great.
Absolutely.
We have an idea of who's responsible for this. Is Nick.
Yep.
Typically, when people come to us with money issues, what do they come to us with?
Say,
and you go, well, how much do you spend a month on eating out? I don't know, probably $50.
Right.
And then you tear into it and it's $275 or something. Well, how much is your utilities? How much is your gas and electric bill? Oh,
I just pay it.
Gas has got to be like $20 and electric's probably 50, and you look at it and it's 200 and 300, and you're like, okay, you have no fucking idea what's going on here.
Yep. How much did you spend on frivolous things that you wanted?
Yeah. How many tattoos did you buy last month, Skylar?
Right. I don't buy frivolous things. Wait, so you stopped and got a pop here, you got a candy bar here, you got, you went out to a movie here, you did this over here, you did this. Well, those aren't frivolous. We had to, okay. Well, then let's get on the same page and talk about what you find frivolous and
tangent time for
right.
a minute. So I went to Motor City Comic Con on Saturday with my daughter.
Yeah.
Okay. I spent money before I went because, I bought things we wanted to do, right?
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Jeff. So when we left, we stopped at Speedway on the way.
Yeah.
I get 2 big bottles of water, $2.50.
Yeah.
We stop at McDonald's, grab breakfast, $11.
Sure.
So now I'm up to $14, you might as well say. I get to the place, $10 to park.
Yep.
Cheap parking. We get inside. We stop at 2 places to buy things. So I get this shirt.
Yeah, fun shirt.
$75.
Frivolous spending, guys.
Frivolous spending.
Let's talk about this.
Their shirts are all that.
Sure.
But again, I'm at a con, so
Yeah, of course.
if I want something, I'm going to get it. We stop at a pin place. So I buy pins for friends and I buy pins for my daughters.
Tangent time.
Yeah.
There's a T-shirt in my car that you have to remind me that has to go to you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, you need to make those t-shirts I asked you about. I need those like now.
All right,
because we need to start wearing them.
Okay, let me work on them.
Okay. So I stopped and bought some pins, like let's say $120 for pins. Okay. So where are we now? We're like at $230 maybe
Yeah.
of frivolous spending that I didn't plan on spending. Oh, and then we came home and we got dinner on the way home. That's another $20. So I'm $260 and shit I didn't plan on spending.
Yeah.
And most people, when you ask them, they'll be like, "No, I didn't spend any extra money this weekend."
No, let's say.
But because they don't sit there and they don't actually tear it open and say, "What did I do?"
Yep.
And if they forget things like, "Oh, I did stop and grab 2 waters so that I wasn't thirsty at the con, and I didn't pay $8 for a water. I got a huge fucking water for $2.50."
Right. So yeah, Jeff just got a motorcycle. I don't know if we call that a motorcycle. I'm not sure if trucks can be counted as one. Oh wow, sorry.
What?
Nothing. Working on a real estate deal.
Okay. Are you
So
buying?
no, maybe.
Okay.
It's part. I just say.
We're not going to talk about it.
I say a buddy of mine just sent me a crap ton of land in his state, and it's actually getting like a 13 cap. So really decent return on investment.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know, when you see those numbers, you're like, wow, this is something. So
again, I mean, when we're looking at stuff, you need to figure out what all that spending actually is. This person has an actual budget.
yeah.
And true, he's like, listen, I haven't really kept it up to date since the beginning of March. They separated early March.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't care if it's 100% accurate. You have ideas of where money's going.
Right.
And I'm seeing things like, on there that says healthcare and groceries and, mortgage, things that I would expect you to have to pay for.
Yep.
And because I'm seeing that, I'm like, all right, I can sit down with this person, have a rational conversation and figure out, okay, this is where we're headed.
Yep.
This is, an idea of, yes, they might know how long they could sustain not having a job.
And that's great. Yeah. So, on that specific topic, I think they'll dive in. If you're a viewer, right, my advice to you is going to be, I would not take everything, right? Give yourself, if you think you're going to take 6 months to find a job, give yourself double that, right?
See, and I'm so scared of how the job market is.
Yeah.
I'd rather just play it safe.
Sure. And honestly, if you're taking it out and putting it into an investment account, that's fine advice as well, right? You're above 50, you don't get a penalty, you've lost your job. Yep. Take it, put it into an investment account. Because, Betterment, it's going to take you 2 days to get your money, right? One to mail them, 2 for them to mail it.
When I looked, they were returning 4.8%.
Sure.
So you're not losing much.
No.
I mean, we're talking 1.5% maybe.
Yep. And one's it's guaranteed money versus, going into a index fund or something where you're not guaranteed returns, you're still playing the market. So
well, and we're gonna have Caitlin back on the show at some point, and she's not gonna have much to offer on the investment track because I do her investments for her.
Mm-hmm.
But my goal is Caitlin can retire by the time she's 50. Now, I might still be alive.
Maybe.
Well, I wouldn't be 70 yet when she turns 50.
Okay.
I'd be 67 turning 68.
Yeah.
So I could still be alive at 68. Yeah. And if she can retire by that point, I've done my job. Now, again, retirement for her is different than retirement for most people. Nick, you're technically retired.
Yeah.
Do you make no money?
No.
So what do you do?
With the money I make?
How do you make money now?
Oh, I'm just little hustles here and there, right? So I started a rental company for tables and chairs.
Yeah.
I'm a landlord
Yeah.
that has tenants, and so I take care of that.
You sell some houses here and there?
Yeah, say every once in a while. I flip. I don't make t-shirts because God knows I don't do those. I think that's the problem. I just haven't made one in forever, and I'm like, Digging it
I
all.
need 3 t-shirts.
Yeah, all right.
Get on it.
I'll work on it. So that'll be my goals. Yeah, it'll probably if I can get them done this week, that'd be great.
That would be
Because
great.
I'm going away this weekend. I'm going to my cabin, especially after I get my van.
I took Friday and Tuesday off.
Nice.
And Mike goes, "Why didn't you take Monday off?" I'm like, "Dude, it's a fucking holiday."
Holiday, yeah. So he doesn't have to worry about that.
Well, I didn't realize kids still have school on Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing Friday?" He's like, "You mean after work?" I'm like, "Oh, you have to go to work. That
No.
sucks."
Is he subbing?
He's I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I know that I have a massage at 9, and then I have to take my fucking car back down to Midway because they don't know how to put on fucking brakes.
Oh, jeez.
The son of a bitch is whistling every time I drive.
Really?
Yeah, which means they did something wrong. So I got to drive down to fucking Plainwell just to get this shit checked out because they suck at life.
No, so look at each individual situation, but you know what? If you're going to take the amount of money, make sure it goes into investment account that is, keep some liquid, have yourself. Honestly, if you're going to put it into a CD is going to return you 4.5. So take 6 months worth of money.
Mm-hmm.
Now your CD matures at 4.5%, right? And then you can draw your little bit that you need to, and then give yourself another 6 months of a CD, something like that.
I'm going to make sure this guy listens to this episode, okay?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Betterment for a minute because
I just logged into mine. Yeah.
I said to him, I'm like, we're gonna open a Betterment account, and they go, "What the fuck is Betterment?"
Yeah.
Nick, we are big fans of Betterment.
We are.
Why?
Because it's low fees. They have a live call thing that because I'm old, right? Guys, I really am. So
Younger than me, but older and
old soul, baby.
Yeah.
Old soul. So right, I can chat with them. But like they robo stuff, right? And they have
It's a robo investor, technically.
It is, right? So they're doing all of the stuff. They have some of the highest returns that have come out there. They do all of the work for me, and it's like 0.03%. You know what? Let's ask what Betterment fees are.
Yeah, and one of the things you're looking for when you're dealing with investments is how much am I paying out to the investment company that I'm using. I like low fees, so I do tend to steer people towards Betterment. What do you got?
I say Betterment charges an annual advisor fee based on your account tier and balance, ranging from $5 a month to 0.65. The standard account pricing scales progressively. Like cash reserves, 401k, maybe completely different fee structures. 0.25 annual fee applies if your household investment balance is $24,000 or greater. You can set up recurring deposits totaling $200 per month to access your accounts. $5 fee applies to a household that balance is under $24,000. High balance discount. Balances over $1 million receive progressive discount. The fees drop to 0.15 for the portion between 1 million and 2 million, and 0.1 if the portions are above $2 million.
So, in layman's terms, if you have over $25,000 in the account, you pay 1/4%.
Correct.
Not 1%, 1/4%.
And I was just quoted a full percent. Actually, I think it was 1 to 1.3% for somebody else, a human, to do my stuff for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen their returns, and they're doing the same thing. It's just you have a human versus a person that's on the computer, right? And Betterment has decided, hey, we want to make this inexpensive and accessible for everyone, right? If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me, I'm telling you, I'm the oldest one. So my quick Betterment story on this is my daughter was 6. Nope, sorry. She wasn't even born yet. I went into Betterment and I said, hey, I'm going to put $20 a week away. And I set a guaranteed date for when I was going to stop it. So every week it goes in. My date hit, which was, I think 6 months is what I let it go for, or 3 months. I want to be very accurate on what I did so let me pull this up real quick. See performance. Back in February, I opened it. February of 2015. My daughter was born in August. So I let it go for 3 months. I put $20 a week in. I called them and say, hey, I want to make sure I can take my money. He goes, yep. I go, cool. Empty my entire account. I had like $1,000 or $1,100 in it, something like that. I actually took a $3 loss because I said, hey, this is the date. I just want to figure it out. And I called them up. They're like, all right, yep, no big deal. I said, keep the account open. I'll end up redoing. I told them, I was like, I just want to make sure that this works and that you're not a scam, anything like that. They send me my entire check. I go have a kid, so I get busy in life. The kid turns 6 months old. I restart my Betterment for $25 every single week. And now here my daughter is almost 11 years old and she has a substantial amount of money in the account. And so I just wanted to prove that, hey, yes, it's working. Yes, they do what they say they're going to. Yes, it's, all of these types of things. So, I test everything, right? Because I don't trust, I'm old, man. I don't trust the internet. I don't trust things. So called, got my check, brought it to the bank, said, here we go. And then again, restarted it. And then for my son, who was just born, 10 years apart, I actually started his 6 months before he was born.
Yeah.
Right. We found out we're having the kid. I said, oh man, I'm going to set this up. Boom. So now his 25 is growing. So yes, technically he has a year's worth more that he'll be growing than what my daughter's did. But hers has been funded. It's going to be completely fine.
So I've not updated my daughter's in a couple of months.
Sure.
But let's talk about returns.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about annualized, which is basically yearly return.
Yearly. Yep.
So on her Wealthfront Roth IRA, she's returning annually 5.7%.
Okay.
On her Betterment investment account, 6.12.
Okay.
On her Roth IRA with Betterment, 8.25.
Oh, geez.
That's great.
So in my this is my daughter's account.
Uh-huh.
Account returns, time weighted returns, annualized. Time weighted return is 207.03%. Annualized, 10.5.
That's great.
Money weighted returns, 249.7% return. Annualized, 11.8. Right. There's also, if you guys want, there's understanding your returns, right? Time weighted shows how your investment performed while excluding the impact of deposits and withdrawals. This makes it valuable when comparing against the market and other benchmarks. Money weighted return shows your personal return factoring in when you added or removed money. For example, investing more right before the market dip can lower the return. So, and that's the cool thing. Like Betterment will tell you everything and teach you why you're doing it, how you're doing it. My son, let's go into his account real quick. He is getting, I'll be honest, I started it when he was negative 6 months. He is 2 months and 1 day today.
So 8 months.
Yeah. Right. And so he has $1,848.20. He is up $128.20 all time. Let's see here. His expense ratio is 0.03. Dividend yield is 2.09. And so he doesn't have a full 1 year. So, right, we can't get an annualized aspect out of things. But I can tell you, it breaks it down here, right? U.S. large cap stocks, 42%. It breaks down everything of where they are. Trading activities. I can tell you he's done 10 trades. Mm-hmm. It tells me my deposits. Trading activity, 5 trades between May, from May 8th. Dividend payments, 77 cents. See all. There's just so much about this. The amount of information that you can teach yourself for free on this information.
Well, and the 3 that I brought up are the more traditional funds for my kid. It's 2 IRAs, 2 Roth IRAs, and an investment account.
Yep.
So I also, I invested in stocks for her before COVID.
Yep.
But I really ramped it up during COVID. Okay. So her account that has her stocks, its annualized return is 9.1%.
Okay.
Now she has another one that's at 4.4-ish. If you look at return on investment for these accounts, the Wealthfront IRA, which is, annualized at 5.7.
Sure.
Its return on investment is almost 83%.
Yeah.
The Betterment investment account is 91%.
Yeah, let's say.
The Roth is at 87%. Now the stocks that I did is at 175.45%.
Mhm.
She's hit a home run on her stocks.
Yeah.
All in all, her annualized return is 6.5%, which is respectable. And her return on investment is 124.22%.
Which is great. And so we're just sharing this information about, right, what you can do if you do pull your 401 or your 401 403b, right?
Yep.
This is a thing that you can do. And so there are options for you to have it stay investing, and you'll thank us later, right? I mean, David and I can give you the advice, but honestly, we can't charge you because we're not financial advisors. And B, it's going to be cheaper for this company that we trust and has been around and has a proven track record of everything they've been doing. So now your friend, you said they split with their spouse?
So no, they're still with their spouse.
Oh, okay.
But I have a possible house for you
Okay.
because they are watching right now.
Okay.
They have a friend that wants to walk away from their house because of major repairs that they don't want to do.
You are screaming Nick's language.
Absolutely screaming Nick's language. It's on a 1/4 acre in Saranac.
You're screaming my language even more.
So what I'm going to tell you right now is off air, I will send you Nick's contact information.
Absolutely.
And you have your friend get a hold of Nick. And Nick loves to get people out of shit that they don't think they can get out of.
Right. And easy. Let's say quick and easy. So
I love the fact that he's watching right now.
yeah. Let's say what I think is going to happen is this person's going to now were they working with you in your field? Well, let's say in the same career field.
They did similar stuff to me, not necessarily the same stuff as me.
Okay. In the same company, though, I guess is what
in an adjacent company.
Okay, so
still in healthcare.
Yep, healthcare. But and so it's they're in healthcare. There are jobs out there, but it's not going to be easy, right, David? The older you get, the harder it
is to find a job. Yeah, 100%.
And maybe take a little bit of money from that 401 that you're going to take out and hire somebody like the Millennial Money Witch, right, who is going to help you find your dream job and do the right things.
We need to have Jessie back on.
We should, especially after all of her stuff. And so
I thought you were going to stop doing that.
No, I did. I made it 13 hours today.
13 hours. All right.
So midnight till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Actually, you know what? I threw my last one out at like 10 o'clock last night. So 15 hours is what I made. And then, I say, I'm not going to lie to you guys. My wife and I weren't seeing eye to eye kind of a thing. I don't know what the hell I did today. I apologized for whatever I did and things like that. It wasn't intentional, right? Apparently I just didn't thank her enough, and that's my fault, and I'm sorry for that. Right?
So can we tangent time for a second?
But that being said, so I was like, you know what? It's not worth it to me again, right? So I bought 2 tins because I'm financially responsible and teach myself that it's cheaper if you buy 2. So after the end of these 2, I'm gonna try it again. We'll get through the next couple days. So try one more time.
I see my doctor last Friday.
Yeah,
and I tell him, I'm like, yeah, I'm just not sleeping well, and he goes, well, maybe we need to get off the trazodone. Let's try this instead.
Sure,
cool. So I got it on Sunday finally, the new meds.
Yeah,
and I take it Sunday night. And I woke up Monday morning feeling like I'd gotten run over by a fucking bus.
Oh.
Like my leg is killing me and I can't fucking stay awake for the life of me. Mm-hmm. I said my boss much, I'm like, listen, I'm going to be flexing some today because right now I can't keep my eyes open.
Right.
I need to take a nap. So I flexed out some of yesterday so that I could, try to get back to normal. Yesterday's like a lost day to me. Like I did things, but I was in a haze the entire fucking day.
That's how I am on NyQuil. If I don't get a full 8 hours of sleep.
Right. I went back to my old medication last night.
Slept like
I died for 8 hours and I slept so good and I was so productive today. And Dawn goes, I don't want you to try the new one again.
That's a no. That's and sometimes maybe a little bit of a break, right, helps. Get that's what the worst thing is I know it sounds really stupid. This is the 13 hours that I didn't have nicotine in my mouth.
Yeah.
Man, I put it in at 1, and here's the problem. This is my body just goes, this was great, right? Like, just started relaxing. I don't have my wife yelling at me, and again, and my honestly, my goal for my cabin is me to get away just a little bit, and so my kind of intent, even if I turn to alcohol, right? Because I always have to have a vice,
Yeah.
something about me that uh, so I always have to have something. And so even if I go up to my cabin, I won't buy any dip or anything like that. I intend to like wean myself for a couple days and then just come home so she doesn't have to deal with cranky ass me or anything.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, hey, honey, so good to see you. Let's do this. Right. And so I'm waiting for that moment. Right. So we'll figure out. But it's going to happen. I need to stop. It's not something good for me.
Let's tangent time again.
Tangent time.
I need to ask you a business question.
Yeah. Business answer.
Better tagline.
Yeah.
West Michigan's best rage room or West Michigan's favorite rage room?
I don't know. I'm not a marketing expert. I would say favorite because I don't. So here's my problem is so I'm going to tell you my answer would be favorite. Your answer should be best.
Okay. Tell me why.
I come off as most people don't know this. I'm a very humble person, right? I never want to feel better than other people, and that's what you want to go for, right? Hey, this is what I have to offer. This is the things I do. I just want to, we do Bucks and Brews. We're just two guys drinking beer. I don't come out here and tell you, oh, I fucking do all this and look at my Dodge Viper that's right behind me. Or everybody's using Lambos, right? Oh, look at my Lamborghini behind me, and I have all these billions of dollars. I'm not that kind of guy, right? Dude, if you seen me in public, tell me you wouldn't think I'm like this broke piece of shit, right?
You would.
Right. Like most people would be like, oh, okay.
Let me give you my thought process.
Yeah.
So I thought initially best.
Sure.
Because we're the best.
Yeah.
But then I talked to Christy, and Christy goes, should you change it to favorite? And I went, all right, what's the thought? And she goes, favorite's measurable.
Yeah.
You've won awards, the best group activity and, small attraction and shit like that. And I went, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Maybe we are the favorite because we do win awards. But then at the same time, what if this other place that's going to open wins awards? Are we still the favorite? Or are we the best?
Let's say, well, and then you deal with, you already have a tagline, don't you?
I mean, first.
Sure. Okay.
But we don't.
It used to be only, right?
Yeah, we were only, yes.
Yeah. And so now you have to figure out, what you guys want to go for, right? And honestly, in the competitive side of things, right? Best, right? Best is where it's at, right? Hey, why are you the best? Because you've won awards. Why are you the best? Because you have figured out how to do it the right way. There's multiple other places that don't have what you guys have.
Yeah.
Crap. So, I honestly, from a business side, probably best, right? From my side. Oh, we have TikTok. Let's see if David can nail this. Tangent. Nailed it.
That sound was stupid.
Say it always rings like, and we're like, none of us have that phone. Okay. This is where our problem lies. So, what else is this person trying to do? They said they're going to take a little bit of time, do some things.
Yeah.
What else are they trying to do?
Honestly, just live for the next few months.
Okay.
And then still have their spouse be able to retire when they wanted to.
Sure.
Which I don't think they have an actual goal of when that was.
Okay.
Again, I talked to my daughter today and I'm like, yeah, I want to, actually, it wasn't even my daughter, it was Christy. I said, yeah, I want to retire by the time I'm 55. That's 7 years or 6 years from now.
Sure.
And she goes, can I retire in 6 years? And I said, sure, if you want to live for 8 weeks after that.
Right. And that's, figure out, but start investing right now, right? Every time And that's the thing. We had her husband on, and it's going to change things a little financially for them. Income's going to start doing some things.
While she's on, I do want to say this out loud while she is on. The fact that an accountant told him specifically that he could just use the business account to pay for everything is a red flag.
Yeah.
I don't like this accountant.
But ask the question of why, because I don't like the accountant either. Everything that tells you, hey, you don't, because once you pierce the veil, you are now susceptible for lawsuits towards your own personal stuff, right? So all of your personal stuff gets to be attacked as long as your business stuff, right? So heaven forbid something happens, and I don't like hypotheticals. I don't go into this life.
Yep.
But something happens. Well, now we get to go attack this, right?
Mhm.
And you're going to say, oh, we don't have any other money besides this. No, you have a house, you have cars, you have all of these types of other things that people, I don't know about your parents, anything like that. If they give you an inheritance at some point in life, and again, hypotheticals, boom, they get to attack all of that, right?
Yeah.
You hit the lottery, right? Magic. I don't care. Your husband's out playing a scratcher and hits one, or you're playing a scratcher and you hit it. You can get attacked for that, right? Like, so keeping now, will I tell you, do I do it? Look, I'm the first to admit. So one of the either that or right, your accountant slash bookkeeper needs to sit here and say, hey, personal business.
The bookkeeper has said we're going to open up a new account that just does business.
Right, and so but you take your draws, right? So now but then the problem is for your accountant. And this account is just going to cost a crap ton more because you're going to say, all right, personal draw, 10 times a fucking month, right? Gas, electric, water, house, all these types of things.
The way we're going to set it up is we're taking an actual salary.
Sure. Which
is what we should do.
Right. One draw over to another.
If we have to take another draw.
Yeah, it's a disbursement. Yes.
Right. In a month or something, fine.
Yep. And that's fine. You're allowed to give yourself bonus. But to just go pay for it. Look, if you pay for it once in a blue moon, right? So I was in New York. Mm-hmm. Nope, excuse me. I was in Texas. Flew down there. I was like, hey, I got the first bill. Comes back, my card's declined. Everybody's fucking laughing at me. I'm just sitting here going, what? Like, Nick finally covers one bill and gets declined on it. So call up everything, do whatever. Well, we noticed that literally the day before my card expired. So the day I landed, I don't have any money to spend.
Right.
So I called my accountant. I was like, hey, I don't have a card, this, that. Look, Nick, yes, you can spend this. Just mark it all as, because the government will say, hey, all right, yep, you didn't have a card that worked. You can do, but it just becomes such a big headache, right? So it is a red flag. And either that or your accountant's going to want a crap ton of money from you, is all I'm saying, right? A crap ton.
So I thought that was worth at least, discussing because I knew you'd have opinions.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, I basically said we're gonna do some different things here because I don't like mixing all of the business in with the personal stuff.
And you shouldn't.
You can't. So, did you have anything else to tell our
guest? No, I say our questioner.
Listener? Yeah.
No. Hey, sit down with David, make the right decision. I think what you do is going to go forward. Again, once you get yourself back on your feet, you can always invest that money into, David has proven that he's gotten better investments. He cannot give you financial advice. He can guide you, but he cannot give you financial advice yet until he gets his thing. But we can suggest and say, hey, these are the things. I can show you, hey, this is what I've done. Mm-hmm. If you want to do it, you're allowed to copy that, right?
And that's really what we do here is This is what we've done. Mm-hmm. This is what we worked for us.
Yep.
It might not work for you.
I say, I can't promise you anything, right? I can only say, hey, this is what I do. This has made me financially happy into the success that I want to be. If you know of any other things, I'm always about listening, right? You've made a great return. I like the fact that you got stocks. I don't want to fucking dabble in single stocks.
But you wanted to day trade for a while.
I did day trade, and that's why I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm not about day trading. So again, we have different avenues to make the money that we make.
Yep.
We're
if I chose individual stocks, I would just sit and look at it all the time. I look at
Caitlin's stocks like once a month, maybe.
Right. Let's say. So, guys, as always, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. TikTok, stick with us. We got another episode coming up for you.
Yeah, if you're live with us, we're going to go one more after this. I really enjoyed this episode, Nick. I hope we hit our listeners' questions hard and well.
Yeah, hopefully.
We will be back with an episode next week if you're listening to the podcast. Otherwise, if you're listening live with us, we'll be back with another episode in like 20 seconds.
Let's say.
You've dialed in.
To Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
You can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use.
smarts of these
Because
stuff.
they know the
And
brews.
they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
Brews.
and brews.
Brews.
Bucks and Brews.